August the 8th here, Saturday, just after 3 o'clock, and lovely sunny day here in Dublin, pushing 20 degrees, and over at RTE here for the protest on fake news RTE. And I come across some interesting thing there. The start of propaganda began actually by a man called Edward Bernays, who wrote a book in 1928 called Propaganda, funny enough. But he was a nephew of Sigmund Freud, and he was listed as one of the top 100 of most influential Americans of the 20th century. And books he wrote also included The Engineering of Consent. Now RTE continues on this tradition and pays people very well to do it. So with 24 employees earning between 150 and 250,000 euro, and 98 employees earning between 100 and 150,000 euro, and even though it was running at a loss last year, its employee numbers actually increased up to 1,831. And I'm reminded of a quote from George Bernard Shaw, who said that liberty means responsibility, and that's why most men dread it. So at some stage people will have to be responsible for the decisions made high up in office, especially regarding the numbers of people who died with or from the virus, and how come people like Professor Dolores Cahill or Dr. Marcus de Bruin are never interviewed on RTE. Why not have an open platform and an open debate with the state experts and independent experts, and see who does the public think is telling the truth? And unfortunately, I think this idea of a rolling lockdown is something which is never going to end. It may be Laois, Kildare and Offaly for 2 weeks. Where's it going to be the week after? So there you go. And I'll just see what's going on, and I'll come back to you on that now. I know the Gates vaccine in India, in a 15-year period, paralysed 500,000 young girls and boys, unfortunately, to the extent that the Gates Foundation were eventually thrown out of India on an ongoing Supreme Court case that's been taking place. Good work on the sign. Good work on the sign. I like it.
From my job of 20 years. Why? Because I supported Sergeant Dennis McCain.
Good crowd here. Hi, Jenny. Nice to see you.
About the corruption that goes on in this country every single day of the week. They are under the Síochána involved in drug trafficking.
Their
colleague Nicky Keogh in the drug squad in Athlone. He exposed drug trafficking at the highest levels of Garda Síochána. The same drug.
And listen, thanks for all your work.
Oh no, thank you. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your comments.
They tried to destroy him as well.
It's a great sign.
Because he was blowing the whistle on their drug trafficking. They are involved in human trafficking, child trafficking, prostitution. This force lost a 6-bar iron gate at the entrance to the gate of St. At the entrance to Sophie Duplantier's property, because they are protecting the real killer. Why? Because we believe he is a member of Garda Síochána. the United Nations, no less, the New World Order, getting the rewards for all of the corruption and misery she brought to so many of us with the
Take off your mask! Take off your mask! Take off your mask! Take off your mask! Take off your mask!
We ask them to join us because they're going to be left behind. They're going to be the ones.
The women here are more ballsy than I
These are the order followers. They follow the orders. Do you know? The useless idiots. In Nazi Germany, they used the same slogan. It's for your safety.
Of course, yeah.
That's what they're doing. What about your health?
Brown envelopes, that's what we care about.
We're in it
The
together.
taxpayer is paying for them to stand there today. They know we are non-violent. We hate violence. That's why we hate Sinn Féin. That's why we hate Antifa, because we are peaceful. And they are here today to give an impression that we are not peaceful. That's why they stand around us and they allow Antifa to assault us. I have been physically assaulted at least twice, as has Dee. In front of them, they work hand in hand with Antifa. This is the
Kevin, do you remember the tyranny during lockdown?
Does anyone else want to talk? Other than me?
In Deer Park.
I think we've made our point. They will be back.
They could be watching us.
Just after Dee finishes, I think we should all go out to the front side and have our picture taken. Because we have a great crowd here today. Now we'll just stand in front of and let the people know why we're here and what we stand for. And then we should head back.
Well done.
I would like everyone to listen to this while we have the time here. When you get on and you tell the bus driver, I am exempt, you give him no more information than that. It's in the HSE guidelines. If a mask stresses you, you are exempt. And I'd like the people down there to have that little private conversation a bit further away so the people that want to hear this can hear it. So can I have a bit of order? Because the people at the back will be ringing me and saying, Dee, what do I say to the postman when I get on? Because I've had them all day yesterday getting on to me. So if you want to hear now what to do when you get on the bus, shut up and listen. The bus driver asks you, have you got a mask? He's entitled to ask you that by the COVID regulations. But you're also entitled to tell him, I'm exempt.
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 And if he doesn't accept that at face value and wants to question you further on your personal GDPR, your medical rights, your personal information, you sit down in your seat, you take your seat, you offer him the money. He refuses the money, you make sure you record yourself offering him the money, so as he can't bring a charge on you for getting on without paying. Make sure you record that. You take your seat, you Google Dublin Bus 57 Lower Pollen Street, and you ask for the complaints officer. You tell her what bus you're on. You tell her where you are, and they will get onto that bus driver, and I guarantee you 100% he will tell you, take your seat ma'am, you're exempt. Because I have had a meeting with Dublin Bus, and we went around, myself and a girl out there, she doesn't want me to name her. We went to every bus, we were up here in RTE, we were everywhere yesterday on the buses. We were Bray, we were everywhere the past couple of days. We've John out there that was abused on the bus, we've done it the day before. And Dublin Bus asked us to bring back any footage of any busman abusing their authority. She said, we have, and we have it on record. A few power-happy ones out there, and we need to weed them out. So, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, fortunately, we did not have any recordings to bring back to her, because they all abided. They were called in on that morning and told, if someone tells you they're exempt, you accept. So that's what you say now when you get on a Dublin bus. We to tackle busing you and ZIE, and we will be doing it this week.
Well done, Jim. Well done. Well done.
And I'm going to ask everybody that's here to do the same. She said we can't tackle it if the people don't ring in with complaints. We need to know where it's happening and when it's happening and what number bus it's happening on. It was rapidly happening on the Ballymum bus, and that has now been nipped in the bud. You need to ring in on the dirt. You need that CIE, isn't it? You need to ring into the complaints and ask for the head of complaints and make your complaint to them, because they can't tackle it if they don't know. So I'm asking everybody to get on the bus. I'm exempt. You don't have to have a respiratory illness. If a mask makes you uncomfortable, you are exempt. It's in the HSE guidelines. Go and read it if you don't believe me. You are exempt if that mask makes you stressed, which taking away your freedom to breathe fresh air won't stress anybody. So you do the same with the shops. I am exempt. Now they are going to start questioning it, and you do the same. You ring up, and what to do with the shops actually is print off the HSE guidelines and show it to the shop. I am going by the HSE guidelines. It makes me stressed. I'm exempt.
I'm exempt.
Any questions? Is a data breach?
Any question?
Is
a data breach of your GDPR. And the minute you mention this, these shops do not want to get sued, because there's two massive cases going against Dublin Bus now. One is Bus Éireann, isn't it? And one's Dublin Bus. Yeah? There's two massive cases going to be going to court. And we will win.
Yes.
Take off the mask!
We pull together.
Take off the mask!
We will win. 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 If we stick together, people, and we come in the hundreds and the thousands. If you could come out for water that affects your pockets, come out for your health.
Yes.
Your health is more important than what goes in your pockets. So come out for your health and stand up to these thugs, and let's shut this farce of a building down, but we need to stick together to do it.
Reading your own.
I want to tell you one more thing before we move out the front. If anyone goes on to the WHO, the World Health Organization, go on to their database, and you will see
He's a terrorist, the
the
organization.
WHO is recommending only people that are affected wear masks. So why is Ireland making their own laws? The WHO recommend you are damaging your health if you're not already infected. So I go by for once the WHO. Don't ditch the mask. 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 Get rid of the mask, people. We are
Kilkenny, Tipperary, they look at Dublin and they say, what are you?
dirty, filthy lies, and you're fear-mongering into every home in Ireland. CNN and any broadcasting building that has been spinning the lies, what's being rained down on them is nothing compared to what will happen in this building if they keep spreading the fear into especially the old people's homes. They were stormed. Ours will be a volcano in tomorrow. We will be like lava surrounding this building and now.
How are you in? Oh, they have the barriers up for us, that's great. Oh, they have the barriers up, that's great. I don't have to worry about me bad back, you know what I mean? Yeah, excellent.
Are you walking back into town?
I'm not going into town, no.
Fake news, RTE! Fake news, RTE!
Lovely day for this.
Fake news, RTE!
I had an interesting message from one of my subscribers. He was telling me about he had a castle party in his house last weekend with a bouncing castle, and the Garda helicopter appeared overhead and hovered, and about half an hour later a police car arrived at his door to tell him to stop. That's something, so they're definitely watching what's going on anyway. But,
Fake news, RTE! Fake news, RTE! Fake news, RTE!
big signs there.
All lives matter. Not more than of the unborn.